Morning, Sainers. Welcome back to the Saints TV YouTube channel. Welcome to the 5 things we learned from round 13's win against the Gold Coast Suns. A 3-point win. First off, thanks to Mornington Peninsula for being the sponsor of the video series. Check out their website and their amazing products on mpbrew.com.au, especially after a win. And it was a win. It was a tough watch, but it was a win and the boys gritted it out. So 2 wins in a row there, which is really nice. Let's get straight into my points. And obviously put your points in the comments. If you disagree, you agree, you've got different points, put them all in the comments. Let's create a discussion. Number 1, we are excellent at negating and terrible at capitalizing. So it's kind of a two-pronged point there, because I thought all of the strengths, all of the worries of the Gold Coast Suns and what's made them pretty damn good this year and a finals contender, we didn't see last night. You know, we didn't see what they did to Geelong 2-3 weeks ago and they kicked 160 points. We negated every possible strength across the ground, and the only reason why they were ever in it to begin with, to win the game late, was because we were terrible at capitalising. So we're so good at stopping the opposition, but when we stop them, it's not about just sitting still and being like, hey, good on us, we stopped them. It's about hurting them, and we're just not very good at that right now. So last night, it really should have been a more comfortable win. The first half, we were all over them, around the ground, everything was going our way, and we just couldn't get it on the scoreboard. And that's just been a tale of our season, but it was very evident last night because everything else was actually pretty strong. It was just capitalising. So excellent at negating them and terrible at hurting them. Number 2, midfield balance is improving. Midfield was a big worry last night. Obviously, they got a very strong midfield, but we were pretty comfortable in there. You know, I think the mix of Paddy Dow and Hunter Clark in particular has really added another dimension to the midfield. We've still got Steele going through there, Seb Ross going through there. Obviously, Machida went through there a little bit. Liam Henry went through there. Sinclair. So, you know, there's a good mix there, obviously, with Rowan Marshall working around the ground and busting his gut as always. I think, you know, obviously it's not a star-studded midfield, but it's definitely a little bit harder to match up on now, especially with the way Hunter Clark likes to play. Paddy Dow, you know, there's a lot of scrappy sort of clearances that we're used to this year, but he's getting a more clean sort of run at it, which is good. And obviously I think that just helps Steele kind of not feel like he has to do everything, which is obviously what you want. So midfield was really good last night, despite, you know, obviously the entries inside 50. That's kind of a team collective thing, but specifically with clearances and the way we're going about it in the last 5 quarters of football, it's been pretty strong. Number 3, putting the focus on Robert Harvey. He's the forward coach. So Robert Harvey has to mix it up. You know, we've criticised the midfield entries all along, but I mean, I think it's a two-pronged thing. I've said that from the start. You know, the midfield it wants the forward line to be predictable. The forwards aren't predictable, and it's because the forwards probably think the midfield's not delivering on a silver platter every single time. So they're probably not bothering to lead, or they're just completely out of sync. The forward and mids are the back and mids in sync, pretty strong there. We rebound pretty comfortably. It's that final kick inside 50. And Robert Harvey, I've said this from the start, you know, Robert Harvey's not a forward. He kicked it very nicely to forwards on leads, always. You know, the beautiful 25-metre kick. He was the best at that I've ever seen. But I just don't see what he could possibly be bringing to the forward line that, you know, say a Goddard couldn't. So just switch him around. Like, I've said this for so long. I just feel like, I don't know, he's not a forward. It just doesn't bode well for me. But hopefully, you know, in the remaining rest of the games this year, I see something different. But so far, we just don't kick enough goals. Our forwards all go to the same spot. Our smalls are flying for it. We did hold it in there a lot more last night. I'll give them credit for that. And we were a bit more aggressive, and we went to the top of the square, and there weren't that many intercept marks like we used to. But next week, we've got Harris Andrews to deal with, and we can't be playing the way we did going inside 50 like we did last night, because he'll just eat it up. Number 4, structure is back. Watch the first quarter again, and you'll know what I mean. They had nothing, Gold Coast. They had no answers for, like, our defence on the wings was elite, but our defence in the middle of the ground was like zonal. So we were like man-on-man wide, but zonal in the middle, which gave us more sort of time to try and intercept. And that reminded me a lot of last year. It's the first time where I've seen us defend a ground, not just an area, but a ground without ball in hand, and it reminded me of last year. So that was a good sign. So I think in terms of like player positioning and defensive predictability, we are good. It's on the attack that we're not. But when we defend very well as a unit, and we're very, very hard to score against. And we've known that for quite some time, but we drifted away from that in the last month. But last night we definitely made a return to that structure that's been so strong. And number 5, just ended on a good note because we bloody won. Even when it's shit, it's still good. Like 3.5 quarters of crap, and then we get to the final 2 minutes. We're in with a chance of losing and also winning by a couple of points. The crowd's up and about. We're cheering on every tackle, every kick, every smother, everything. That should be from the start, though. We should be doing that from the start. I'm not criticizing anyone, but we're all just moaning for 3 quarters, and then we go nuts. But that's the beautiful thing, is the game was so bad, but when it comes to that, Max King slots that at the end, the crowd gets up and about, the final siren goes, that euphoric feeling, you're like, yes. It's like the best feeling, and then you quickly remember, oh wait, this game wasn't that exciting. But it's a win, and the way it came about, we grinded it. We did. We grinded it. We could have lost this. We've lost too many close games this year. And we deserved to win this game. That's the thing. We didn't pinch it. We weren't lucky. We should have won it comfortably. We didn't, but we were the better team, and we got the 4 points. So as much as it wasn't the perfect game, obviously, 4 points is 4 points, and we just need to keep winning. And I think winning will hopefully just open the door, just maybe release the shackles a little bit, and means that we can tackle Brisbane and just go for it next week. Underdogs at the Gabba, just go for it. So that's my 5 points, 5 things I learned, Saners. So I'll just quickly round them out. Excellent at negating, terrible at capitalising. Midfield balance is improving. Robert Harvey has to mix it up. Structure is back around the ground. Even when it's shit, it's good. So put your 5 in the comments. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you soon. But until next time, take care, and go you mighty Saners. See you guys.